Good day everyone, I'm Hurley of Warfare Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Kotori Audio Zephyr. But before we proceed, I'd like to thank Kotori Audio for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured na all of my reviews, even from the very start, are honest to the core, and lalo na dito sa video review, I keep things as much as possible uncut and unfiltered, okay? Para win-win sa ating lahat, even sa akin, sa schedule ko and such, diba? Okay, so here's the Kotori Audio Zephyr and all of its glory. It still fascinates me, or I am still mesmerized na Kotori Audio, a company in Singapore, contacted me randomly kasi it has been a while since I've been looking at their products, like yung Dauntless nila, yung Vampire. It's been a while, and ayun, they haven't contacted me before. Ngayon lang, which is a very very big deal to me. Kasi they are one of those parang specialist or like niche brands na they don't make IEMs a lot or products a lot, but when they do, they make it very good and very remarkable sa lahat, lalo na sa context ng audio. Okay, so here's the box. The box is very simple. Zephyr, it shows the Bauhaus design. Ito yung inspiration. This is the inspiration of the Kotori Audio Zephyr's design, as what I've been told and as what I have read dun sa brochure nila. And very very sleek, very minimal, and this is priced at around $150 or under $200. So within mga nasa like 7,000 or 8,000 pesos, basta under 10,000 pesos dito sa Philippine money. Okay, so here's the specifications sa likod. As you can see, titanium coated dynamic driver with a pressure balance acoustic chamber, carbon 3 cable. It is a hybrid IEM 1DD 1BA, and yung sensitivity niya and impedance. Okay, based sa aking testing, I had no problems driving or pairing the Kotori Audio sa devices na meron ako. However, very obvious sa kanya na it somewhat requires at least 2 VRMs of power to sound good or to sound its best. Kasi parang medyo teeny. It is teeny sa tenga kapag underpowered siya, or like let's say you pair this with an Apple dongle. Medyo hindi ko trip yung pairing na yon. Sure, it adds a bit of warmth to it, but medyo teeny pa rin yung tunog niya, unlike ng pag properly driven to, like let's say naka Kiwi Ears Allegro Mini ka or Tanch James Space, yan, yung mga dongles na yun, or even the J. Kali dongles na 2 VRMs, it is more than enough, or enough para sa Kotori Audio Zephyr. Basta ang key number dun is 2 VRMs, okay? So as you've seen the box, here's the ear tips na kasama. You get 2 sets ng ear tips, or like 2 variations ng ear tips. The narrow bore, the deeper fit, and the wider bore, or the usual fit. In my opinion, I prefer this one, the narrow bore, kasi ayun nga, mas soft, and at the same time, the Kotori Audio Zephyr is in my opinion, a very ear tip sensitive or ear tip dependent, if you may, na IEM. Actually, to my ears, magkaiba yung tunog ng Kotori Audio Zephyr na naka narrow bore, deeper fit na ear tips, and itong usual na fit na wider bore dito sa context na to. I am actually amazed dun sa output na yon, or sa finding na yun, in the sense na only a few IEMs ang very ear tip sensitive talaga, na sobrang halata. Most IEMs na na-try ko, there are some improvements or there are some compromises depende sa ear tips na naka-fit, but this one shows the most obvious findings sa tenga ko, at least. Kaya I prefer the fit na nasa deeper fit. We'll get into that later, okay? And here is the case. This is a metal case with the Zephyr logo. Okay, So, there's that. And kita pa rin dyan yung Bauhaus design. Yeah, I love that design. And here's the IM itself. Sige, katong sa'yo. So, you can see. Ayan, oh, diba? That is the Bauhaus design. I like this design. It is very unusual or very uncommon lalo na sa IMs within this said price. It is very minimalist yet sleek and elegant in my opinion. Yung Bauhaus design is, I'm not even sure if tama yung pag-pronounce ko doon, Bauhaus o Bauhaus, but you get the point. But yung design is very remarkable. It is my first time seeing an IM na ganito yung design. And ayan, Kotori Audio, and Zephyr. Diba? Ang only complaint ko dito, but I am not sure if ako lang yung parang meron ito, yung unit ko lang, is yung right side niya wiggles a bit. It kind of wiggles a bit, as you can see. This is 2-pin, by the way. It kind of wiggles a bit. Maybe it's my own unit lang, in the sense na I've seen some reviewers that do not have this kind of occurrence sa sa units nila, but I'm pretty sure na Kotori Audio will enhance their structure or their build doon sa IM nila. But then again, probably it is just a unit variance. Probably sa akin lang to, sa ibang units hindi naman. I haven't seen any complaints regarding dun sa 2-pin na to. So for better measure, you may want to check your favorite or your trusted reviewer na merong Kotori Audio Zephyr and ask them if do they have the same problem, okay? So I'm just being transparent. This isn't a sabotage or anything. Oo. Kasi anong tawag doon, because I don't do that. I don't do that. I keep things honest to the core talaga. And ayan, here's the cable before I wrap this. Yan. It is very simple, but you know me, I like things simple yet well built. This is well built. This is their carbon cable, if I'm correct. See, even the splitter and the Y split is very that is metal actually. And yung braid is masinsin talaga. It is very very masinsin, which I really like. Hindi siya yung sobrang kapal na cable, but at the same time, na rugged, 'di ba? It is very rugged yung pagkakagawa ng cable. And yan, may kasama siyang cable winder. Sa basic cable winder, but it gets the job done, 'di ba? Then ayun, punta tayo sa fit and comfort. As for the fit and comfort, this is actually not that big sa tenga ko, ha. This is actually not that big, but it is bulky. Why is it bulky? It is because yung nozzle niya malalim, as you can see, 'di ba? Malalim yung nozzle niya. It really sticks out, pero very comfortable yung fit niya despite na ganito yung nozzle. And ayun, nadagdagan pa yun itong ear tip. As you can see, yung ear tip is medyo mahaba din. It pushes you, or it encourages this ear tip or this IM encourages you to do a deeper fit, which again, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, affects the IM's overall sound. Para siyang katulad ng Etymotic Really katulad siya ng Etymotic when it comes to that kind of implementation na nagre-require ng deeper fit. It's just that mas ear-friendly itong Kotori Audio Zephyr when compared doon sa Etymotic ER3 SE or Etymotic in general actually. Mas ear-friendly to. Kahit na deeper yung fit nito, it did not made me feel na parang may vacuum sa tenga ko or may discomfort sa tenga ko. Well, actually, yung Etymotic din naman is ganun. But, yung unlike Etymotic na it may take some time getting used to, this one, parang normal lang na IM sa akin, which is literally normal na IM lang naman talaga yung pag-fit. I really like the fit of this IM. It is very snug, very secure, and yung deeper fit really affects a lot dun sa tunog. Para mabigyan ko kayo ng spoiler, kapag yung kulay puti, yung nilagay mo dito, this will sound U-shaped. Ayan, sa sound signature, this will sound U-shaped na leaning sa bright. But, if you use the itong anong tawag dito, itong narrow bore na deeper ang fit, magtutunog neutral siya, neutral reference in my opinion. Neutral reference, actually it is very close sa DF neutral, but I'd call it neutral reference, which is I really like. I really dig that sound na neutral reference siya. Only a few IEMs, especially in today's time, yung nakakagawa ng neutral reference sound, lalo na under $200. This is by far the most neutral. Next lang sa Etymotic yung tunog na napakinggan ko. Na ganito yung form factor, 'di ba? It is very very unusual. Very refreshing sa tenga talaga. They really did well dito sa IEM na to for being quite uncommon, 'di ba? Very uncommon yung tunog niya. Lahat ng IEMs today, it is Harman, it is U-shaped, it is warm balance, while this this presents itself very very different. But that doesn't mean na pag yung mga magkakatunog, anong tawag dito sa batting, no? May mga IEMs din naman na kahit na same but different sila, maganda yung tunog. But again, this is literally a different IEM. And at the same time, maganda siya if you're looking for a neutral reference type of sound. So punta tayo sa bass. Yung bass nito, it is very controlled, very firm, mid-bass focused siya. Maganda yung punch niya, hindi siya sobrang what do you call this, hindi siya sobrang overdone, hindi rin siya tinipid, sobrang sakto. And actually depende sa genre, tsaka lang lalabas yung bass na hinihingi ng track. I really like this one. Yung attack and decay is very nasa quicker side, but again hindi siya lacking in my opinion. Nandun yung details ng bass, there's the layer and the texture as well ng bass. I really like that. Yun yung una ko napansin actually nung pinakinggan ko, nung ginamit ko to sa mga test tracks ko, particularly sa newest test tracks ko, such as yung Juno ni Sabrina Carpenter, ayan, or yung sa Fruitcake EP niya na medyo may pagka-bass bias yun. It presented the Zephyr presented those tracks really well, pati yung recording nila. Okay, now punta tayo sa before proceed, again, this isn't a basshead's dream. Definitely hindi elevated yung bass neto. Yung bass neto actually is as flat as it can be. In my opinion, mas flatter pa nga ito yung bass niya, ha, mas flatter pa when compared sa Etymotic ER3 SE. But ayun, both are almost uncolored talaga pero we'll do a comparison mamaya. As for the mids, yung mids is definitely the highlight of this IEM in my opinion. It is very vivid, very open, very transparent, ayan, almost uncolored, na may slight lang siya, may slight coloration sa vocals, parang may konting what do you call this, may konting additional magic something sa vocals. May pagka-forward yung vocals talaga na almost parang very suitable to para maging monitoring IEM in my opinion, ha. Pero syempre, if you can try this out, if like you create music, if you sing, 'di ba, or if you do things with your studio monitors, you may want to try this out and see or hear it for yourself if this is a suitable IEM for studio monitoring. But for me it is, kasi I've heard IEMs na pang studio monitoring, and it shows dito rin as well yung qualities nun. Okay? Sa lower mids, wala siya ganong coloration. Actually, wala nga siyang bleed in my opinion. Very clean, very transparent yung vocals, yung male vocals and yung instruments sa lower mids. Sobrang linis, sobrang transparent, sobrang clear, sobrang detailed for its price. I like the details talaga. Pero may disclaimer ako dyan mamaya, or parang meron akong double-edged sword mamaya dyan. Okay? Yung sa upper mids naman, as usual, it is vocal forward niya. So, medyo may slight elevation, may tinge ng brightness but not too much. It is very clear, very airy, and very sparkle. Again, dito wala siyang unnatural peaks or harshness in my opinion. Walang ganun at all. But I have to tell you na this is a double-edged sword. Yung yung characteristic ng ganito ng Kotori Audio Zephyr. It is uncolored, but at the same time, it is not forgiving, lalo na sa poorly recorded or poorly mastered tracks and songs. So, if meron kang poorly mastered track or poorly recorded na tracks, or sabihin natin sibilan talaga yung track, mag-a-appear dito or ipapakita talaga ng Kotori Audio Zephyr, which can be a good thing sa iba or bad thing sa iba, kasi some people want to enjoy the music, so as much as possible they don't want any, alam mo yun, they want their IMs to be very forgiving sa mga flaws. Ako personally, I want everything raw or transparent. So yung pagiging unforgiving nitong Kotori Audio Zephyr sa mga tracks or sa mga recordings is a good thing para sa akin. I enjoy hearing flaws sa mga tracks. Kasi alam mo yan, parang alam kong tao yung gumawa ng kanta or yung nagmaster ng kanta. Di ba? It is a preference thing, but ayun nga, sinasabi ko lang sa lahat ng nanonood or sa lahat na nagbabasa ng review ko na this is very, very unforgiving. It is very unforgiving sa poorly recorded or poorly mastered tracks. Very transparent din siya. So, ibig sabihin, kapag maganda yung recording ng track mo or maganda yung file format mo, maganda rin yung tunog na ilalabas na itong Kotori Audio Zephyr. So, basically, it's a garbage in, garbage out or GIGO in that regard. Okay? Napunta tayo sa treble. Yung treble niya, it is nasa neutral pa rin with a tinge of brightness, probably dahil din dun sa tuning niya or dun sa ginamit na driver, which is a Knowles driver. As for the BA timbre, when compared sa ER3S, wala gaano to. Pero for the benefit of the doubt, meron siguro siyang slight BA timbre. Sa may slight na guhit, but it is nothing alarming. Actually, hindi ko siya gaano napansin kasi hindi naman talaga siya mapapansin unless na lang talaga i-concentrate mo yung sarili mo na pansinin talaga yon, if I'm making sense. So, very extended siya. It is airy, sakto lang, just the right amount of everything. Wala akong harshness or peaks or unnatural harshness or peaks na naranasan sa treble nitong Zephyr. Detail retrieval, excellent for its price, under $200 or within $250 actually. It is very decent, very, very excellent rather for its price. Wala akong complaints dito. Madali ko narinig yung mga hinahanap kong nuances sa IEM or sa track rather dito sa Zephyr. Okay? Now, as for the technical performance, actually pareho siya ng Etymotic ER3 SE. So, it is as transparent as it can be most of the time. Pero again, for everyone na nakikinig, kasi ang perception lagi sa Etymotic, hindi wide ang soundstage, this and that. Then there's some people na ang soundstage niya immersive. Actually bilog, ganito ganyan. So, if katulad yun itong Kotori Audio Zephyr, I'd say na yung soundstage nito is it falls between the monitoring type ng sound, wherein holographic yung sound niya but at the same time transparent. So, kung halimbawa yung recording niya is masikip talaga yung tunog or hindi spacious yung sound, yun yung ilalabas niya. Kaya nagmumukha siyang masikip. Kasi, I've tried this again with a bunch of my test tracks. May mga test tracks akong masikip yung tunog. May mga test tracks akong maluwag yung tunog, such as yung She's My Collar ng Gorillaz. Or, yung sa yung sa Bring Me the Horizon, yung Limousine. Sakto lang yung soundstage nyon. Bale, nag-a-adapt yung Zephyr. Depende dun sa track. Parang pine-present niya na, okay, yung recording dito is, malawak. Or yung recording dito is masikip. So, ito yung lalabas. 'Di ba? Parang ganun lang. Again, para siyang garbage in, garbage out. Pero ayun, for most people na nasanay talaga sa wide stage, sa mga IEMs, this may come across as compressed or this may come across as hindi wide yung soundstage. For those people. For the most people na gusto talaga ng wide stage for an IEM, which is really weird kasi why would you want a wide stage sa IEM? Physics can't do that. Unless nang gamitan ng tubes or something, magic. This isn't wide, okay? hindi siya wide. Enough of the rambling. Pero ayun, I explained in depth kung ano yung perception ko. Sa layering naman and sa separation, wala akong masabi. It is very clean, very precise. It presents everything in order. Very, very organized. So, ganda yung pagkaka-layer talaga ng mga instruments and vocals dito. Wala akong narinig na unnatural na parang congestion or nahihirapan itong Zephyr. Unless na lang talaga may pangit yung file format or yun nga, nasa streaming ka na usual na like Spotify or something. Probably it may sound less crispy or parang less clean. Unlike ng pag CD, or galing CD quality yung gamit mo. I collect CD, so I know compare and contrast yung quality ng Spotify sa CD, but that's just me. It's a preference thing. Pero yun nga, wala akong naranasang any congestion or hiccups sa separation and layering, lalo na sa imaging. Yung imaging na ito is dead precise. I have no problems or no qualms about it. So, saan siya maganda i-compare? It would be really unfair if ikukumpara natin siya sa like, let's say, IEMs na hindi naman ganun yung tunog or hindi naman neutral yung tunog. So, i-compare natin siya sa first and foremost sa NF-Akus NM20. When compared sa dalawa, si NF-Akus NM20 is the more brighter, more colored sounding IEM when compared dito sa Zephyr. Both IEMs, in my opinion, fits the bill sa IEM na pwedeng pang professional or studio recording na equipment. So parehong pasok doon. It's just that sa most of the time mas bright talaga yung tunog and mas leaner yung tunog ng NF-Akus NM20. So if very sensitive yung tenga mo sa upper frequencies, probably you may dito sa dalawa you may prefer the Zephyr. But then again, si Zephyr kasi is mas deeper yung fit. Probably some people won't like that and mas madali i-fit yung NF-Akus NM20 when compared dito sa Zephyr. So there's that. Apart from doon, wala akong nakikitang parang like one is better than the other when it comes to sound. Both really share nearly the same sound, mas crispy lang na parang yun nga, mas colored yung NF-Akus NM20 when compared dito sa Zephyr. But in a nutshell, both of the IEMs are nearly uncolored. So, so there's that. And yung next natin compare is the Etymotic ER3SE or the ER2SE. Kasi very remarkable sa akin yung dalawang IEMs na yan. Kasi I really like neutral sounding IEMs or flat sounding IEMs if that is possible. Yung perceivable flat lang ha. Kasi wala naman talagang true neutral or I believe based sa experience ko, wala pa nakagawa ng true neutral or true flat na IEM. Pero alam mo yun, merong mga closest talaga sa flat na IEM. So, Etymotic ER3SE is one of those or ER2SE din. When compared si ER3SE and si ER3SE is a mas mahirap siya ma-fit sa tenga when compared sa Zephyr. That's the obvious. And at the same time, ayun, mas intrusive yung fit niya again when compared sa Zephyr. That's also obvious. And ano pa ba? Yung niya mas may slight ng warmth yung ER3SE when compared dito. Slight lang naman. And actually mahalata mo lang siya pag pinag-compare mo to. But in a nutshell, wala talagang warmth si ER3SE if I am making sense. Again, everything is like as is talaga. In terms of uncoloredness, mas uncolored yung ER3SE pero hindi naman lalayo sa Zephyr. Actually, pareho silang uncolored talaga. And yung difference nila is hair thin lang talaga. And ayun, ang may advantage ng Zephyr over sa ER3SE is ito, wala gaano or kung meron man, minimal yung BA timbre niya. Unlike ng yung ER3SE na maririnig mo talaga yung BA timbre. Kahit hindi ka sanay sa kahit nasanay ka rather sa BA driver IEMs, maririnig mo talaga. Okay? And compared naman sa ER2SE, yung ER2SE is mas mahirap ma-drive agad. Yan, mas mahirap ma-drive. Pareho silang mas medyo may emphasis sa vocals. But at the same time, mas satisfying kasi yung bass netong Zephyr when compared sa ER2SE. Although wala rin naman ganong coloration, pero ramdam ko yung yung mas madaling marinig yung pagka-punchy ng bass ng Zephyr when compared sa ER2SE. Probably because then, mas mahirap madrive yung ER2 SE kasi. So, there is that. And, saan pa ba siya maganda i-compare? Sa Kiwi Ears, ayan, sige, meta tuning naman yun though. So, there's that. Yung Kiwi Ears KE4. Si Kiwi Ears KE4 is a warmer, definitely warmer, balanced sounding IEM. Mas thick din yung tunog. Mas colored, of course. Mas colored yung tunog and mas safe yung tunog. Oo, pag pinagkumpara mo yung dalawa, baka ma-perceive mo as too safe or parang as bland yung tunog ng KE4. But then again, it is a meta tuning. So, parang tubig lang din siya. Oo, parang, yung analogy ko ng tubig. Pero, in terms of pagiging uncolored, in terms of pagiging flat, yung tunog talaga na as is where is, na walang sugar coating sa tunog, kung pangit yung tunog o hindi. The Zephyr holds that title. Oo. In my opinion, personal take, I prefer the Zephyr over the KE4. But there are people na mas gusto yung KE4 kasi they just want music. They just want a decent sounding music na forgiving sa flaws. Okay? So, anong verdict ko sa Kotori Audio Zephyr? Definitely one of the best. Yeah, definitely one of the best if and only if you are looking for a neutral or flat sounding IEM na may slight magic sa vocals, if you may. Or, ayun nga, if you're looking for an uncolored, unforgiving IEM under $150 or under $200, the Zephyr is one of the top choices. Being unforgiving isn't really a con, in my opinion. It really depends from person to person. It's more of a preference thing. Kaya, ayun, if you want something na parang, alam mo yun, hindi katunog or wala gaanong katunog sa under $200, or if you want something flat sounding or neutral sounding under $200, or if you want something na nearly bright but not bright under $200, the Kotori Audio Zephyr is one of the choices. Not to mention the design. It is iconic talaga yung Bauhaus design. It is very iconic. Oh, wala kahit sa I believe na onti lang yung para magiging may kapareho ka nito or katunog nito, kasi most people prefer a more of a casual vibe type of IEM na, alam mo yun, warm, balance, na madali madrive, di ba? This one is very different from those. But that doesn't mean na, weird ka or uncommon ka. It's just that you have the flat IEM. Very versatile yung IEM na to, in my opinion. I believe, in my opinion, mas a flat or a neutral IEM is much more versatile than a V-shaped IEM. But hey, that's just me. Don't quote me on that. Okay? And that ends my review for the Kotori Audio Zephyr. I'd like to thank Kotori Audio for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured na all of my reviews, again, are transparent to the core para win-win sa ating lahat. And I don't want to waste your time hearing me shill or glaze an IEM na hindi ko talaga fully gusto. Okay? And, ang next na review ko, I do have a lot of things to review then. Like, for example, someone sent this. Easy Don. I don't know who sent this. Pero, I guess I'll make a review out of it. I won't put links though, unless na lang pakilala kung sino yung nag-send sa akin na ito. Someone also sent me this. The ND NX2. I haven't opened this yet, as you can see. Pero asikasuhin ko yan sometime. And this one, the ST2 Pro, as you can see. Si Heidi sent me this. I haven't opened this yet. Someone also sent me this. The Keyfine Clean. I haven't also opened this. Kakarating lang kanina. So, I'll follow the schedule. Someone also sent this. Receive the answer. I haven't opened this yet. Ang dami. And also this one, the Duno Kima 2. Yan. This on the works. And this one, probably one of the biggest yet, the DK3001BD or the brain dance ng Duno. So, a lot of things. I am very, very busy, but syempre, we'll follow the schedule. We'll follow the schedule. Ganun talaga. It's a reviewer thing. Okay? And again, thank you for watching my review. See you on the next one.